Hello my viewers and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a powerful video where we're going to take a look into the profound teachings of Celestial, a renowned spiritual leader. Now I want to give a huge shout out to her for sharing this enlightening message, and I encourage you all to check out her channel, The Master's Voice, for more insightful content. Now in this video we're going to explore the truth about the true Israelites. I know many of you have been waiting for this. I have been sharing videos on this, but today's video is kind of different. Celestial shares a vital message about the importance of understanding our heritage and the dangers of relying on DNA testing and ancestry websites. Now, she also reveals how these tools are being used to search for the true Israelites and the sinister purposes behind it. So get ready to have your mind blown as Celestial breaks down the biblical context and the spiritual significance of this topic. She's not holding back, and neither am I. So let's dive in and discover the truth together. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get the conversation started. And if you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't have to miss on any of my videos. With that said, check out her interesting video. I will be right back.
Just a spiritual stirring that will blow, waking up the people of God everywhere. So true Israel, the crown, will start waking up everywhere, having either divine knowledge or by watching people telling them the truth like this and God confirming it to you. Please let me clarify something. The whole world of brown people cannot be Israel. Many people have argued this, and sometimes I just wonder about why people cannot think in a straight line. If you are a parent and you have 2 to 3 children, and then God selects one of your children and says, I will start afresh with you. So you have, let's say, 3 sons, and God selects one son and says, I will start a new people in you. And then he says nothing to the other 2 sons. They're still your sons, but they are not the sons selected for the new thing. They don't become any less son-like, but they are not the son that has been set apart for the purpose. Therefore, when the 3 sons find wives and begin to bring forth children, it is only the son set apart for the purpose, whose seed perpetrates the line of the purpose. The other 2 are not stopped from marrying. The other 2 are not stopped from procreating. Japheth and Ham do exist. They do exist, and they do have seed that have broken up into very many different lineages across the earth. And among them, Ham is brown. He is. But his seed are not Shem's seed. And so it is not by reason of skin color that automatically you say, yes, we're all Israel. We are not. We are not. There is a line. And I've told you all to stop going and licking those DNA sticks because they are looking for that line. I have told you to stop going away. Yes, you have to go to the hospital and draw blood. Okay, but do you really need to be pumping out all the blood that is in you at the blood banks? Do you need to do that? For what? Have you not heard me say that they take the blood bank blood and they put it in smoothies and give it to these older people at the retirement home? And then they get rejuvenated. God showed me this stuff. In these private retirement homes that most of us cannot afford, older people are keeping the wheel of life going because this blood is blended in with some kind of fruit. I saw the process. The blood gets blended in with some kind of fruit, and then when they take it, they refresh, they rejuvenate. This bloodline is being looked for. It will become a very big deal. That's what 23andMe is for. That's what Ancestry.com is for. It's not to let you know who your great-grandfather was. That's a side benefit of the fact that this is the best way. This is the best way that has ever existed of grabbing a lot of DNA so that you can look for something God called haplogroups. Haplogroups tell scientists, DNA people, and the larger faceless, whoever they are, threatening entities of people, who groups of people are. Yes, they will type, oh, you're part Irish and part frog. Those are your results. Underneath that, they have your blood samples, and they're using it to isolate who is not and who is. for whatever nefarious purposes. From the minute I saw two things appear in American culture, that putty that they give you to put in your mouth and clamp down on it and then tell you, oh, it will fix your smile, it will fix your teeth. Bite it, and then we're going to send you cheap, affordable dental care. From the very day I saw that, I knew, I had a knowing in my heart that this is a way to gather DNA, because when you bite on that clay, your spit is all over that. They can put you right into a database. You mess up and you'll be in prison for life. You will be enjoying the end times and the Exodus from prison. That's what it was for, to collect dried spit. It wasn't to fix your smile. And that's what 23andMe is for. That's what Ancestry.com is for. It is to separate, isolate, and know the exact address of the haplogroups. Because when you mail that stuff in, don't they mail you things back? Okay, then. So God says you must awake.
Now, this video highlights the importance of understanding our true heritage and the dangers of relying on DNA testing and ancestry websites. Celestial's message is clear. The search for the true Israelites is not just about genetics, but about spiritual identity. Now, the use of DNA testing and ancestry websites has become increasingly popular in recent years, but she points out to say that these tools are not always reliable and can be used for sinister purposes. The pursuit of knowledge about our ancestry can be a noble endeavor, but we must be cautious and discerning in our approach. Now, her teachings also highlights the importance of understanding biblical context and spiritual significance. The story of the Israelites is not just a historical account, but a spiritual one, and it holds valuable lessons for us today. Ultimately, I feel this video reminds us that our true identity is not just about our physical ancestry, but about our spiritual heritage. So let us embrace the truth and live accordingly. Now, in her video, she makes several key points about the true Israelites, DNA testing, and ancestry websites. Now, I feel it's important for me to share some facts and evidence that support what she is saying. Firstly, the true Israelites are not just a genetic group, but a spiritual one. Now, the Bible emphasizes the spiritual significance of the Israelites, describing them as a chosen people with a covenant relationship with God. Genesis 12 verse 1 to 3 and Exodus 19 verse 5 to 6. DNA testing and ancestry websites are not always reliable. Now, studies have shown that DNA testing can be inaccurate, with some tests failing to identify non-genetic relationships, and ancestry websites often rely on incomplete or biased data, leading to misleading results. Now, the search for the true Israelites is not just about genetics, but about spiritual identity. The Bible teaches that true identity comes from God, not from human ancestry or genetics. 1 Corinthians 6 verse 19 to 20 and Galatians 3 verse 26 to 29. Ancestry websites and DNA testing companies are looking for the true Israelites. Now, some companies like 23andMe have explicitly stated their interest in identifying genetic markers associated with Jewish ancestry. The blood of the true Israelites is being sought after for sinister purposes. There have been reports of blood theft and exploitation, particularly in the context of genetic research. This is the reason why spiritual leaders have a responsibility to teach the truth about heritage and identity. Now, the Bible emphasizes the importance of spiritual leaders guiding their followers in truth and righteousness. Matthew 28 verse 18 to 20 and Ephesians 4 verse 11 to 16. I feel her claims are supported by a combination of biblical teachings, scientific evidence, and historical facts, while some may disagree with her. Now, I must say that this message from her is truly enlightening. I have to say that I've never heard anyone explain the topic of the true Israelites in this way before. I know we have had conversations about this topic, but not in this way. Now, she's shedding light on some really important points that I don't think many people are talking about. The way she's connecting the dots between spiritual identity, DNA testing, and ancestry websites is absolutely fascinating. Now, what really stands out to me is how she's challenging the conventional narrative around identity and heritage. She's right. We often get caught up in the physical aspects of our identity, but our true identity comes from God. And the fact that she's highlighting the potential dangers of relying solely on DNA testing and ancestry websites is so important. I love how she's emphasizing the importance of spiritual leaders teaching the truth about heritage and identity. It's so crucial that we have leaders who are willing to tackle these complex topics and guide us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. Now, according to research, young blood has a rejuvenating effect when infused into older bodies. According to recent research, aging hearts beat stronger, muscles become stronger, and thinking becomes sharper. Now, many scientists are looking for the elements of young blood that can be captured or replicated and put into a pill. But what if the best way to get the benefits of young blood is to simply rejuvenate the system that makes blood? An aging blood system, because it's a vector for a lot of proteins, cytokines, and cells, has a lot of bad consequences for the organism, says a PhD director of the Columbia Stem Cell Initiative, who's been studying how blood changes with age. A 70-year-old with a 40-year-old blood system could have a longer health span, if not a longer lifespan. Now, rejuvenating an older person's blood may now be within reach, based on recent findings published in Nature Cell Biology. Now, it has been found that an anti-inflammatory drug already approved for use in rheumatoid arthritis can turn back time in mice and reverse some of the effects of age on the hematopoietic system. Now, these results indicate that such strategies hold promise for maintaining healthier blood production in the elderly. Now, we have finally come to the end of the video, but before I go, I just want to invite all of you to share your thoughts and insights in the comments below. If you have information or perspectives on this topic, please don't hesitate to share them with us down below. Let's educate one another and grow in our understanding of this important issue. Now, I believe that by sharing our knowledge and experiences, we can gain a deeper understanding of the truth and support one another on our spiritual journeys. So let's get the conversation started. What are your thoughts on the true Israelites and the importance of spiritual identity? Thank you for always watching, and see you in my next video as I bring you another interesting and educative video.